Welcome to Flutter Roadmap. Please join me as we travel the road to becoming a Flutter developer. So let's go. First of all, let me explain very briefly what is Flutter. Flutter is a cross-platform mobile app development framework. It is developed by Google. It is used to develop native apps for Android, iOS, Windows, Linux, Mac, Google Fuchsia, and the web from a single codebase. It is an open-source framework. It is used to develop high-performance and high-quality native apps. Now let's see the roadmap of Flutter. The first step is learn basic Dart. Solid understanding of Dart is required to build quality apps with Flutter. So, first, you need to learn basic Dart. You can learn Dart from this website. Here are some topics you need to learn. Basic Hello World program. Variables and constants. Conditions and loops. Lists and methods of list. Methods and types. Object-oriented programming. Null safety. And asynchronous programming. After learning basic Dart, you need to learn basics of Flutter. Learn about widgets. Start by learning widgets like Material App, App Bar, Text, Text Field, Button, Image, Row, and Column, etc. After learning basics of Flutter, you need to learn about navigation and functionalities. Learn about navigation like navigator.push, navigator.pop. Create two text fields and implement functionalities like add and subtract. Flutter supports using shared packages contributed by other developers to the Flutter and Dart ecosystems. This allows quickly building an app without having to develop everything from scratch. Learn about packages like HTTP, shared preferences, SQLite, etc. Learn about how to use them. You can also access all the packages using the pub.dev website. Data, and data. Everything we see in today's world is just data. So how can we get data into our app? How can we integrate APIs into our app? Fetching data from the internet is necessary for most apps. Luckily, Dart and Flutter provide tools such as the HTTP package for this type of work. You can also learn it by referring to Flutter's document. All mobile applications nowadays revolve around data. Some of it is stored in cloud and some in local storage according to its usage. To provide offline access to the app, it is necessary to store data in a local database. Shared preferences and SQLite are used to store data locally. Learn about how to use shared preferences and SQLite. Managing state in an application is one of the most important and necessary process in the life cycle of an application. In Flutter, state is whatever data you need in order to rebuild your UI at any moment in time. When this data change, it will trigger a redraw of the user interface. Learn about how to use state management in Flutter using provider, block, getX, etc. Firebase is a backend service. It is used to build apps faster. Learn about how to use Firebase in Flutter using Firebase Auth, Firebase Core, Firebase Storage, etc. Flutter is on the rolls nowadays. Like everything related to UI, Flutter makes custom drawing easy too. Learn about how to use animations and custom painters in Flutter. As we all know, making a release to the Apple Store and Play Store is a grievous task, especially if you are working with a cross-platform framework. That's where the CI/CD is coming to help. CI/CD helps accelerate release rates since the time to detect and correct failures in production is shorter. Learn about how to use CI/CD in Flutter using GitHub Actions.